All right. Welcome to Do the Talk podcast. This is a real estate podcast. We teach regular people like you how to invest in real estate. And if you would like to learn real estate, you have come to the right place. I am the host today. My name is Ibrahim, and my co host is Ahmed. We are committed to make real estate investment seamless as much as possible. So if you are if you are ready to learn and grow with us, you have come to the right place again. So Ahmed, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Ibrahim. Thank you for the welcoming introduction. This is we are running up on the 1 year anniversary of this podcast, and we're still going strong. We come here every Friday, devoting our time
Yeah.
to dishing out all this information about real estate, actually normalizing talking about investment. The first podcast of its kind
Yeah.
in our community, normalizing talking about investment generally. But we specialize on real estate because that is the king of it all. So don't tell me otherwise. I know, but this is the king. I'm 100% sure. So welcome, guys. The program today is one of the things that you need to understand deeply to actually scale your investment. But before we go into that, please and please, we like I said, we are coming up on our 1 year anniversary in like 2 weeks now, and we are doing this back to back, making sure we showed up. Like literally, even if I'm on the north side of Indy, I will be rushing down home just to make this happen. So the only thing we want back in return is for you to share this, subscribe to our channel, and make sure you share this with the people that you love, because this information, as public as it is not common. It's not something you hear every day. So we want to make sure we get this to every single person, and so they can be informed on what they need to do when it comes to investment. Like we've been saying for a couple of weeks now, it is now more eminent than ever to make sure that we get our investments right. We cannot make the mistake that others have made in the past. With this now, it's going to be costly. So, today's topic is going to be loan products. What does loan products mean? What type of loans are out there for you to invest in real estate? What kind of opportunity are out there for you to take advantage of? So if you are curious about this and you are looking to learn about it, please stay tuned. I'm gonna be handing over back to Ibrahim to start us up with all this information that you needed. So if you don't want to you don't want to miss anything, please stay glued and make sure you subscribe and share this. Ibrahim, what is loan product?
Yeah, first of all, I want to say none of us is a loan officer. I am not a loan officer. Definitely, I'm a real estate broker. I am the managing broker for IB Realtors. So, it's more on the realty side, like real estate, just, helping people to buy and sell, not a lender. And Ahmed, he's an investor, he's a property manager, So we are not a lender, and today we are just going based on our experience, our knowledge about financing, um, because we've done a couple of transactions, so we know what the lenders are looking for, what kind of loan product are out there, and what are the ones that we personally prefer. I mean, I have my preference, he has his own, and today we want to share all that so that you guys can benefit from this and um, probably take advantage of this, because the goal at the end of the day is we want to be financially independent and want to be free financially. We want to have more time, we want to have more motivation, and have that financial freedom where we can decide and take action when it's necessary. without thinking about, hey, I have to pay bills, I have to do that, all those minor stuff. Anyway, let me jump into it. Thank you for that question. So, loan product, it's like different kind of loan program, or a loan plan that you any individual can apply for and try to get, so you can use that to finance your property or your investment. So there are different ones out there depending on your qualification, depending on what you're trying to do with it, depending on um, your credit, your debt, your um, what else again, your credit profile. Now, I'm gonna go on and mention the ones that are common, the one that everyone's majority of people are aware of. Then we go into the ones that not so obvious to everyone, and um, which we believe you might tap into. So we are here to share all the knowledge regardless. So the first one I will talk about the FHA loan, because the reason why I mention FHA first is it's probably the most common loan product out there, just because it's very beneficial and it requires little or no down payment. Now, FHA is very wide. It's very wide because it's insured by the government, and the requirement is very not is very fair. Okay, I should say that. So with FHA, typically you need 3.5% down payment. And with FHA loan, because it's insured by the government, um, some of the criteria is kind of strict, but it is still the most generous kind of loan that you can get. For example, let's say, what do I mean by generous? I mean, let's say you have a credit score of 680, okay? And the same, no, let's say individual A has a credit score of 680, the same income, the same debt. And individual B has a credit score of 680, the same income, the same debt. Individual B goes for conventional loan, and individual A go for FHA loan. 99% out of time, with 99 chances, the one with FHA will get more debt to income ratio, will get more money, because you are probably at the highest top of FHA, because FHA start from, some lender will do 550. If you have all that kind of good stuff, like no bankruptcy, no other, no, late payment and everything, they will do as low as 550. And if you have a lot of assets, they'll do that. Now, with so if imagine if a loan product can start from 550, and now you are on 680, so you are like their top, so you get the best package from FHA. However, with conventional, the 680 is like you are the bottom. Like conventional like to see like 700 upward. In fact, some lenders arguably they want 720 upward. So you having 680, it's like you're gonna get penalized just because they don't see you as that top person. You probably are their bottom. Even though you and that person has the same debt, the same income and everything, that person will get more money. And the way it is calculated is DTI, like debt to income ratio. So that person debt and income is the same with you. However, the ratio with FHA will be a little higher just because of what I just explained to you guys. Um, so I believe it's the most generous. Besides that, FHA lets you buy up to 4 units for a residential property. So let's say you want to jump onto an investment, and you need a loan product where you can pay as little as 3.5% down. You can jump on FHA loan. And when you jump on FHA loan, your down payment is 3.5%. However, you can get 4 units with that. How cool is that? Like it doesn't matter if it's 3 bedroom, 5 bedroom, whatever bedroom it is, as long as it's still 4 units, like attached together. Yes, you can get it with 3.5% down. And the fact that you can do that, it means you have that opportunity to leverage on that loan, which is get it's 4 units, stay in 1 unit, and rent out 3 units. And when you do that, you are making money off those 3 units, and those 3 units will probably pay your mortgage, and you're probably gonna have some cash flow left in your pocket. A good thing about FHA, after buying, that 4 unit, let's say you stay there for 1 or 2 years, they want limited or at least 1 year. That's what they want. You can stay there for 5, 7, as long as you want. Whenever your situation change, especially after 1 year, you can really move out again and buy another 4 units. It is not designed for investment. I must say that. But when your situation change, FHA will understand that. When I mean situation, like let's say you move to another city, like you move to Chicago. You were in Indy before, now you move to Chicago because of job. Now you can rent out the 4 unit and still get another 4 unit again. FHA does not like when you got 4 unit home, and 6 months you want to buy another 4 unit, the same city, the same location. They probably want to accept that because your condition has not really changed. You know, it has to really change where it's reasonable for you to move out, because the loan it's really designed for just primary resident, not for investment. So anyway, as an investor, we always try to find a way to legally, leverage on whatever product that is out there for us, because, you know, as long as you are within the law, it's okay to, get an FHA loan and get 4 units. And from there, you get the next one and the next one. Okay. So I like FHA for that. Now, when you have good credit, you have, very nice income, FHA might not be the best. So I just mentioned about FHA. So they need credit score. Let me recap real quick. They need a credit score of, generally they need about 580 upward. Some lender, because each lender kind of have some sub rules. When I say sub, I mean like FHA has its rules, and some lender created their rules just because they try to filter out, some high risk, debtor, high risk, um, buyers, or investors. So they try to create some rules to screen out some people. So averagely 580 or up or higher, you get an FHA loan, and you don't want to have like late payment on your federal student loan, late payment with IRS, anything with the government. They take more serious with FHA. Let's say you stop paying your government bills or child support or anything that relates to the government, you have to keep it up that way, because if you don't do that, you have a hard time getting FHA loan because it's insured by the government. Anyway, if you're good with that, the pros and cons on that one, and you try to avoid all the late payment and everything, FHA is good. The next one with FHA is that you only need 3.5% down payment. You Let's say you don't have a down payment. Every state has a program that it's also an FHA loan, but each state call it different name. Like Indiana is Indiana Housing, affordability, whatever program. That's what they call it, Indiana Housing. So it's still a FHA program that Indiana is kind of, coordinating. Like it's like a program where they kind of assist you with your down payment, and you pay back if um if you sell your house or refinance within a particular period of. It depends on which one you sign. I think there are 9 years, there are 4 years, depending on which one you sign. But um if you don't sell the house and you live the house for 30 years, you don't have to worry about paying back or anything. So that program, it is there for people. If you don't have your down payment, it's better than none, because when you do that program, by the time you're ready to sell your house, especially if you can wait about 2 to 5 or 7 years or more, you probably have equity that even when you sell your house, that equity will cover the debt, will cover the Indiana housing money. Are you gonna refund the money if you sell your house before the program expires? Yes, definitely you will. I've had a client before that had to return the money, and he has to, because at that point they don't even give you an option. The title company takes the money, and is gone. So um but yeah, down payment program is a good program if you don't have a down payment. If you have the money, I recommend do the 3.5%, because that you don't have to pay that. I mean, it's your money. You don't have to pay anything back. Um, so FHA is good on that. The next one I would go to is um, USDA. The reason why I go USDA is because it's kind of also related to FHA, but this one is more of a farmland, and the government designed that for farmers. Um, so they're all coordinated by HUD, which is like it's like an agency that the government is using to regulate all these um, loan product that are related to the government. So USD is a good one. If you are lucky to like a property in an area that used to be a farmland, for example, like Morrisville, like Morovia, like some area in Canby that is going to Morovia. It's still Canby, but it's going towards Morovia. Yeah, you can get USDA. You pay less down payment if you have to pay any, and your PMI will be very low PMI, is even lower than normal FHA loan. So USDA arguably is better than just the normal FHA loan. I think I like USDA more because there are a lot of discount with USDA. However, USDA has an income bracket that might be an issue for some people. The front end ratio, the back end ratio cannot be too high. There's a limit to what the ratio has to be depending on the family size. So USDA is a good product if you meet the criteria. I would recommend that all day, all night, just because of the low PMI. You don't have to pay any down payment. You just come out with minimum amount of money, maybe like for appraisal and all that stuff. So USDA is good. Now let's go to the second most common one, which is the conventional loan. Say conventional loan, it is also a very great product. The reason why I said that, um, it's possible for you to get conventional loan with as little as 3% down. Now, this program in conventional loan, there's another program in conventional loan. They call it Home Ready. So, Home Ready is a program where, like, if you have very great credit, you don't have any, debt. This is your you're a first time home buyer. It's possible to get a conventional loan for 3% down, just 3% down. Excuse me. And uh, when you do 3% down, you as well in the future, let's say after 1 year, or 2 years, even that same year, it's possible that you can get another property with conventional, but then you have the minimum down payment you have to pay at that time is 5%. With conventional, it's really designed for both business and primary resident. So there's no like a rule of, like FHA, where you have to stay 1 year, you have to give a solid reason why you are trying to upgrade, or because FHA is not really designed for investment. So um, but with conventional, they care less about, as long as you show that, yeah, you are upgrading, and you have the income, the asset is there, the debt to income ratio, the credit is good. You can upgrade to another property, and you can use that as well. Because imagine, you have the first one 30%, the second one that you are upgrading to because the house is too small, or because you want a better home, you can get it 5%. And after that one, most likely, um, unless if you can convince the underwriter and the lender, they'll probably put you on 20% loan, which is because they'll feel like you are trying to leverage on on the loan product to keep getting, low down payment and everything. Because we all know that investment property down payment is different. It's 20%. That's the rule of thumb. So, however, with conventional, at least you can still get two properties with one 3%, the other 5%. Now, if you don't have very good credit score and you are a first time home buyer, and your debt and your income is not really there the way they want it to be, they might tell you that your first home has to be 5%. Is it possible to do for three? Yes, it is. But because I've done that before, it just depends on your credit and everything. Now, what is the advantage of conventional loan? The big advantage of conventional loan is that if you can pay 20% down from the beginning of the loan, then you don't you don't have to pay PMI. The PMI is out of it. But if you cannot afford that, that's fine. That's cool. You can just do the 3% if you qualify for that, the home ready. If not, you can do 5%. Um, However, after you have made 22% payment off your debt, the conventional loan, with conventional loan, the PMI will stop. Again, when your debt is 22% off the original loan, you pay 22% off the original debt, the PMI will stop with conventional loan. Do you have to wait until you pay 22% before the PMI stops? Or do you have to pay 20% from the beginning of the loan? Now, if you don't pay 20%, it's fine. You can start it, you can get a house with 5 or 3%, and live as you live in the house, the you the house will appreciate, hopefully, especially when you're in a good neighborhood, good school zone and everything. The house will appreciate, um and you can actually demand for them to take out the PMI. If your house appreciate enough and you know your debt, so you're gonna calculate the debt with the appreciation, and because of and if the ratio is in line with if it's less than 22%, um if when you calculate it, it has to be 70%, or less. That should be your debt after you add your appreciation, and you subtract your appreciation in your the value of the house from the debt that you currently owe. You'll be able to take out the PMI, but you need to reach out to your mortgage servicer and let them know your house has appreciated a lot and this and that. So they will send out a broker. The broker will assess your house, and based on the assessment, the appraisal rather, based on the appraisal, they will use that to determine if they can take out your PMI. So long story short, conventional is good because, first of all, if you have the opportunity to take out the PMI as quickly as possible, or you have the opportunity to even cut off the PMI from the beginning. With FHA, you have PMI, and the PMI will stay on the loan until you refinance. So that's one thing about conventional loan. Now, conventional loan is great for investment. Like I said, as long as you qualify, they care less about some minor stuff that FHA might care about. Uh, but you have to show that competence. You have to show that you have that capacity to pay back your debt, and you'll be good with conventional loan. Another loan I want to talk about, which is the DSCR loan. Now, this one is strictly on investment because um, they, like it sounds, DSCR is debt service coverage ratio. Debt service coverage ratio. Now, this is not any kind of loan, because the reason why I said that, the down payment most likely is 20% upward. In fact, I think the new rule of thumb now is 25%. Depending on how, if you already established, you have all the asset they are looking for, it's possible to do it for 20%. But as a new investor, you not having that capacity yet, you are trying to build it. Most lender they will start you on 25% down. Now, if you get DSCR loan, it's a good loan product because, especially for investment, because they don't need your income. They only need the rent in that area. They need your credit score to be where they want it to be, which is like 640 upward. That's what they're looking for. Is it possible to do it like 620? Yeah, it's possible, but usually they want 640 upward. So if you can get your credit score to be 640 and higher, DSCR loan is a great loan. One thing I must warn you about DSCR, the interest rate is a little higher compared to conventional and FHA loan, because it is for investment. Now, why would anybody go that route when the interest rate is higher? That's a good question. The reason why people go that route is because as an investor, especially a new one, you probably will not have an investment income to show them. You are just starting. Okay. Um, Another thing is there are a lot of responsibility that everybody that is hanging on every one of us that we are taking care of. Um, because of that, you might have issue qualifying, based on the debt to income ratio on a normal traditional loan. So with DSCR, they care less about your income. They just go straight with they look at your appraisal, they look at the rent in that area. So that rent in that area, because the loan, what it means is debt service coverage ratio. It means the debt, the rent has to service the debt. So if the rent in that area is, excuse me, is 1%, which is the same amount to the mortgage, then you are cool. Of course, we don't recommend that because at Do the Talk, we want you to have cash flow. So, but at least let it to be 1% ratio. Okay. So if it's less than, if it's more than that, rather, if it's like 1.5, 1.8, 2%, it's great. It means you're gonna get a lot of cash flow. 1%, the reason why I say you're good to go or you can do it is because typically they use the normal rent. But here we always teach you more strategies where you can get, like, you might get a loan with the normal, okay, but there are different strategies that we always practice here that fetches more income, more cash flow. But the bank will not necessarily go that route because they wanna they wanna look at it. They wanna look at the worst scenario, which is if you list it out to someone for 1 year or 2 or 3 years, what are you gonna get? Okay, so they will use that, but the fact that you've learned that you can make more money, you're gonna go another route. So because of that, it's okay when the ratio is 1%. No, you're not gonna do the normal leasing. You're probably gonna go, mid-term or short-term, where it's gonna get more money. Okay, so what am I saying here? I'm saying DSCR is great if you have an issue with your debt to income ratio. However, you see an investment property that you like and you have money saved, or you have a way to get money, DSCR loan is very great. As long as you have fair credit, you've talked to property manager, you've talked to real estate agent, they've looked at the property, they tell you you can make money in this property, go for it. DSCR loan is great. Okay. Regardless of the interest rate, just make sure it covers your cash flow, your revenue covers the debt, and you are still cash flowing money, and the property is in a good location. Okay. Um, one last one I'll talk about is statement loan, but this is not common. This is similar to like DSCR loan. This is really like, let's say your business has started and you are making money. However, um, you are making money. However, you haven't been in that job for like 2 years, but the job is not that too stable like that, or or you file your taxes, you file, a lot of loss, but you make a lot of revenue, or you having the business is still like a year and some months, it's now up to 2 years. You can actually show them 12-month statement that shows that you are getting like you're a high income person. Okay. The money that is coming in, they're gonna add all together for 12 months. And to do that, they are going to use, I think, 85% that income. So let's say for 12 months, let's say you're getting 100,000. Okay, they're gonna use 85%, which is $85,000. Now, with under the 85,000, in that 85,000, apologize, they are going to minus all your debt. And when they deduct all your debt from that 85,000, whatever is left is what they're gonna use to calculate that, to do the loan. Um, Statement loan kind of similar to DSCR. What I mean by that is the interest rate is higher, and uh, they also they care less about like um they look at your credit, but they care less about okay you uh, no no they care less about your debt to income like your DTI from your employer. They just look at the general income that you make. Let's say you have three jobs, four jobs. They can add all together as long as it's going to an account and they can verify that money that you owns this money, not like somebody sending money to you. They can use that. So it's kind of flexible, like DSCR loan. Uh, but I prefer DSCR to statement loan. What is overall? What is my which one do I like the most? Quite honest, I think I like conventional loan the most. Like conventional is my best loan. Quite honest, just because of the way you're gonna get it with your normal like your name and everything. However, the way it is set up, I just like I'm used to that and I kind of like it better. But what do I see myself using moving forward? I think I see myself using a lot of DSCR loan. Okay, just because of it's kind of nobody will mess with your income, nobody will mess with your taxes, nobody will mess with your so it kind of looked good to me. And the fact that maybe let me just give out the secret. The secret is that the fact that we know how to make money regardless of the interest rate. So DSCR does not look bad to me. It looks like normal to me because I actually want them like if they, whatever the interest rate they charge me, whatever payment I make, I need that for my tax deduction. So I don't care. Like because if they charge me $300 extra, those are the things that I'm gonna use at the end of the year to file my taxes anyway. Because you have to report every dime, every dollar, every penny you make in your business to the IRS. You have to account for everything. So the fact that I know the strategy that you can leverage on and make more money regardless of what kind of loan product you are doing. So I kind of see DSCR as a good, source of financing, and that's moving forward. That's what I'm gonna be using. Um, but if I'm in a position or in a way where I can like I don't have to worry all this. Let's say conventional change their rules and it's just like normal. I can go with conventional loan, but right now my go-to loan is DSCR loan. So Ahmed, I think I have. I'm starting to repeat the same thing now. It feels like I'm done with the general information. So to prevent me from saying the same thing again, what do you see about the normal conventional loan before you go to the um when I say I mean like normal traditional loan before you go to the private, the hard money, the non-conventional in general. What do you see? What is your preference?
Well, thank you for all the information. You've really tell us a lot. I hope our audience catches some. I can see many of them jumping in and out. We really hope you gain something from this, because this the loans that you just mentioned are the ones that all these our audience interact with every day. So it is a really cool idea to ensure that we give out the details information, which you already help us do. With regard to my reservation with conventional, the only thing I have with I don't really have anything bad. But the only thing I have, just because these are government-backed loans, they have a cap on it. They have a single person in America, a single citizen or a single resident can only have 10 loans on their name. So they do have cap, which is not a bad thing. It's just to prevent, some people to, you know, capitalize on government funds and doesn't, or maybe even abuse it for the rest of us. So that's a good thing. But as an investor that have a dream of having thousands of houses, uh, or thousands of dollars, those type of loans doesn't really suit us. I was actually before you actually mentioned that you'll be using DSCR going forward. I was actually surprised you mentioned convention. I'm like, nah, conventional, because before you know it, you run out of the amount of conventional loans that you can get, right? So that's it's why. But like I said, DSCR that you already explained, debt service coverage ratio, is my favorite. I still have a lot of room to use conventional loans, which USDA, VA. I'm qualified for VA if you don't know. So VA, that is for our audience, not Ibrahim. So VA, conventional, FHA, USDA. I still have a lot of room to use all of them. I'm not going to use them. I'm still going to keep them as my backup plan when the road are really tight. You DSCR is a very great option right now. It came into limelight when a lot of us needed it. It's a loan that um, as long as the rent in that area cover your debt services, you are good. And they are very flexible with their terms. The only caveat is it will have a higher interest rate. But come to think of it, you want to have it all, you don't want to give up, you don't want to compromise on anything. Who does that? So you can't have your cake and eat it at the same time. So DSCR is my favorite by far. Without wasting time, I only have two loan products to discuss, but I want to take my time to go in depth into them. So the number one loan that I will be discussing is Add Money loan. Add Money is a private loan, used by investor. A lot of investors that use Add Money, they use it for a short period of time. The majority of its criteria kind of fits into conventional criteria, which you need 620 or above credit score to be able to qualify. Um, what else? You need to be able to show them that you can pay. You need a reserve, and this is a very high interest rate loan because of the time that you are using Add Money loan for. It's between 6 to 2 years. I actually run into a 2 years loan recently. Someone took over Add Money loan subject to, which I don't recommend, but that person is brave enough to do it. I'm managing the property as we speak, and we are making sure that house still break even or cash flow. Remember, this is a high interest rate loan already. So it's not supposed to be, the debt service is not supposed to be that high, but because of the high interest rate, your debt service will be high. What are the things that you need to prepare if you want to get a hard money loan? Like I said, you need a 620 plus credit score. You need a reserve. You need to be able to pay the interest only. And Add Money is interest only payments. You are not paying the principal down. No. Just unlike the other conventional loans, where your monthly payment is going, part of it is going towards your principal, and you are paying that down. Add Money, you are not doing that. The exact amount that they borrowed you, whenever you finish with everything you are using the loan to do, you are paying back that exact amount. So you better, before you go get it, you better make sure that the investment you are trying to use it for actually worth it. Because at the end of the day, you might be losing money. So the type of people that use this kind of loan are fixed flippers, the people that borrow, that buy rehab, refinance and repeat. Those guys that are buying and holding the property, that they buy off market deal, they buy so deep. So by the time they finish the rehabbing, they can refinance and get the money back to the hard money guys. And with hard money, um, it is good for those guys because apart from giving you 80 to 100% of the actual purchase price, they also give you a construction loan of 100%. So let's say you have a house that you want to buy for 60,000. Now they can give you like 55 or 50,000 of that purchase price. So you come out of pocket for like 10,000. But if you have to put in 40,000 into that house to be able to rent the house, they will give you that 40,000, because why? They want you to be able to rent that house out as soon as possible. They want you to finish the work, rent it out, so you can get them out of the deal, so you can refinance and get them out of the deal. So they will give you 80 to 100%. Some of them do 100%, depending on your relationship, your experience, uh how many deals you've done. So depending on those factors, some of them give 100% of the purchase price as well as 100% on the real, but none of them compromise on the real because they want you to get that done. So 100% always on the real. This is a great opportunity for the people that are saying, I don't have 100,000 in saving. That is fine. That is where hard money comes in. If you only have 25,000, with that 25,000, that means you can buy a house of 150,000. But you cannot go on market on Zillow, Redfin, Myball to find that kind of a house. You need to go off market, direct to the seller, or you purchase it from the wholesaler that already do all the negotiation, all the pricing for you. All you do is give them certain fee for their effort, right? So you need to buy so deep. You need to buy a distressed property, a property that worth 150, but someone is willing to let it go for 60,000, 70,000, 80,000, so that by the time you put in 30,000, 40,000 to make it 110, you can actually refinance and still be below 75%. All this might be a lot of lingo, a lot of nuances, a lot of things that you've not heard of before. But that is why we always recommend, please go, and we've been doing this for almost a year. It's going to be a year in 2 weeks, actually. So go back and listen to our old podcasts so that you can catch up with everything. I cannot be explaining every little details. That will take us 3 hours, 4 hours to do, and we only have 1 hour here. So you'll be able to refinance with 70% loan to value, and you can get those guys out of the deal. Now you are able to walk into a deal with equity already, and if you actually buy right, you can get all your money back. If you actually, you can buy right, but if you don't have enough experience to get the rehab completed in time, you might not be able to get all your money out as well. But this is an opportunity for people like us that doesn't have a huge reserve, thousands of money in reserve, to be able to get into all these little deals, build up our equity in all these houses, and be able to use those money down the line. So it's an avenue. It's there. Is you don't say because it's high interest you run away from it. You just need to work with someone that knows what they are doing. If you can't just run into hard money, it can hurt you. It can damage every good picture that we have been painting of real estate if you run into it without knowing every single detail. So if you work with someone that have the experience, now they can walk you through it. So I hope I hit everything, every question you have with hard money. If you have any more question, please drop it in the chat or let us know in your comment and we will get to them. Another one is private money. This is very dear to me. I want us to do this a full topic, but we're going to merge it, try to squeeze it in here, and see how we can get all the information out to you. Private money is literally what it sounds like. Someone that have a huge reserve, huge savings, and it's been sitting there, wanted to offload that money, wanted to invest, doesn't have the time, or you show them an opportunity that they cannot resist, and they lend you the money. That is how simple it is. It can get complicated more than that. these guys that are doing crowdfunding, all these other SCC regulated crowdfunded, it can get a lot complicated. But private money is basically Ibrahim lending me money to invest in real estate. When I show him an opportunity that he knows, or I was able to convince him that it's going to bring us both of us money, you'll be like, why would someone give you their money to invest? Let me do an analysis for you. See, it is really, really a key that people don't know, that you can actually be a bank in real estate without being a bank. What a bank does is they lend me money. Everything we've been discussing, all this loan that we've been discussing, they lend me money to invest, and they get a cut from my investment. They get a cut from me being a good borrower from them. They get a cut from me fulfilling my commitment to repay the loan. That is what the bank is doing. Private money is as simple as that. It's very straightforward as that. So I can come to you, show you an opportunity that I think might fetch us 30,000 at the end of the day. Show you every little step, show you what we need in reserve, so show you what is going to be our debt service during the time, and show you how much we're going to be all in at the beginning. If you fell in love with it and you jump on the deal, you can be like, Ahmed, after everything is done, I don't want to know every little details about this, but after everything is done, I want 15,000 with my money back. I'm putting in all the effort, but we are sharing the profit. It doesn't hurt anybody. We both make money. I don't have to come out of pocket to fund this deal. You do. I work throughout the entire process of making sure we close, making sure we do the rehab on time, and making sure we can refinance on time. I do all those hard lifting. And at the end of the day, we sell the property, we are able to recoup our money, and we have that 30,000 projected, or even more, or short. It can be either of those three. So then we can share it 50-50 without you doing anything. All you do is to fund that project from the beginning. That is exactly what bank are doing. Banker is getting a cut from all of us, all our hard-earned money, by just funding our deals, by the paper you provided them, the social security you provided them, the income statement you provided them. They are verifying that your investment is going to be good, it's going to be great, it's going to yield them a result at the end of the day. That is what they are doing. So you can do the same by verifying, do your due diligence on who you are lending to. The number one advice I will give anybody that wants to be a private money lender is, do not give a money to an individual. Never ever. Make sure you transfer your money to title company, which is a third party that is supposed to make sure that everybody get their fair share of the deal and nobody is cutting corners. If you give me my money, your money, I can be a human and go and spend it. I can't do it, but I mean, we are all human, right? But if you send it to a title company will make sure that we get that house closed on. We started working on them. We can even use title company as an escrow that we are drawing money from. They make sure we complete some part of the project. They fund the rest of the project. They make sure we complete that one before they fund the next one. So private money is really, really easy, cool money. People talk about how many houses they've bought, how many. Some people, in fact, the people that are retiring from buying houses in real estate, what do they do with their money? They go into lending instead of buying. So it is a very cool part of real estate that people are not really looking into. Let me bust your bubble. There's a group in real estate right now called Gator Lending. What does Gator do? Gator take a chunk bite. When the Gator bites you, they take a chunk out of your meat. They take a chunk out of your flesh, right? That is what those guys are doing. They are not doing anything real estate, contractor, wholesaler. They are not doing any of that. All they do is they fund your deal for a short period of time and they get a profit. They move on to the next. They just give it a different name, but what they are actually doing is private lending. If you are doing private lending, I advise you have a lawyer that drafts your contract. I advise you have a lawyer that review your contract all the time. You see, every now and then when we sign contract with the bank, we don't even read it. But all those are updating their documents every now and then to make sure if anybody do something that they've not prepared for, they update their document to reflect them to make sure that the next person doesn't get away with it. So, as much as there's risk in buying, doing fixing and flipping and all that, there's risk in private money too. I make it sound so smooth, so nice, so each free, but you have to do your due diligence. People can be cunning when it comes to money. So you cannot just give out your money and go and sleep. In fact, before you give out your money, that is when you have a lot of work to do. Because once that money leave your account, it might be a struggle before you get it back. That is if you get it back. So private money you have to be meticulous about everything you do. You have to be very detailed about everything you do. But guess what? You can sit in your house, you can sit on an island, fund someone deals in Indianapolis, and get a cut in 2-3 weeks or a month from that deal. This is how easy and this is how wide real estate can be. It is very, very interesting how much opportunity existed in real estate. All this opportunity doesn't exist in other investment vehicles. That is why we choose real estate to be our main talk on this show, and we've been doing it for a year. Imagine doing this for a whole year and we still come here every single Friday night and still talk about new things, new idea, do give you a very big information that we have to learn the hard way or we have to pay money to earn. We are here to make sure that we cut your learning curve so that what we spend 3, 4, 5 years learning, you can get ahead and jump into that 3 years within the snap of an hand like this. All we ask is stay glued to do the talk, share our content, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you always shoot up, because whatever we discussed last week, you don't expect us to go back there. So it is recorded, it is live, it is on YouTube. You have an opportunity to actually ask your question while we are live. So those are the two loan products that I have. But what I want us to really discuss quickly, Ibrahim, is the opportunity that existed within the conventional loan. You mentioned something earlier. I know you explained in details, but people might not be able to relate so much. And it's always I can see the passion in your face when you are explaining it earlier, because it is as easy as you said it. It is there's nothing complicated about it. One thing I even realize it is that because acquiring wealth is easy, some people think this cannot be hit. This cannot be what that guy is doing to get rich. And it is as simple as that. You just have to be disciplined. So what I want us to quickly touch on is it what are the limitations if let's say I get a conventional or FHA or USDA loan to buy 4 unit, 3 units, 2 units somewhere. What are the things that needs to happen for me to be able to use that same kind of loan somewhere else within a year, after a year or 2 years or 3 years of buying the first one? Can you quickly run us through the things that needs to happen?
Sure, sure. First, I want to commend you. You've done a great job by telling us the non-conventional, the non-traditional, which is this is a kind of strategy that a lot of people are, they have a hard time navigating because it's not the bank, it's not the common thing out there. You have to really be creative and be knowledgeable before you can even source and take advantage of that. So good job on that. About your question, so normally when you are trying to upgrade, you'll be able to get any of those loans, which is FHA conventional. So when I mean upgrade, I mean, let's say right now you have a home and it's 1,200 square feet. Now because of your family is bigger, you need something bigger than that. Yes, that's one of the reason why you can get another FHA or conventional loan. Like I said, typically they want 1 year or more, but of course, is it possible to get it before 1 year? It's possible if you can show them a valid reason. And one of the reasons, if you show them valid reasons, and one of them is, let's say you are here in Indy, you're an IT person, or you are a nurse, or this or that. Now you lost your job in Indy, or you got a new job in another state, like 5 hours away, 10 hours away. Um, Now you have to move to another state or another town in another state. It means you probably cannot live in that house since you have to be in that state to do your job. You can approach FHA, like you can still get a FHA loan. All you have to do is explain why you are going, like you are getting that another loan when you haven't even stayed in that house for a year or 2 or 3 years. And if you're able to explain, it will lower your down payment. So you trying to explain to them, it's not like without you explaining, it's not like you won't get a loan, but it will just put you in a higher in down payment. That's the problem. So for example, let's say you have a conventional loan, it's 3%, and you want to buy another house and you didn't really tell them your situation. You just want to say, I want to buy a house. Yes, you still get a loan, but it's probably going to be 20% down because now they look at you as you are trying to buy an investment property. But when you really explain to them that this time I'm trying to upgrade, my house is smaller now, I want to get a big house, then the next one will be 5% because you've done the initial one was three, now the next one is 5%. And this can happen within a year or two, it doesn't matter as long as you can prove to them that yeah, this is a upgrade. Now the next one, which is you want to travel and all that, is still very, very good with conventional loan is perfect for that. They, like I said, their restriction is kind of limited compared to FHA. You know, it's very lenient, I should say, not limited, lenient versus FHA. So USDA loan, the USDA loan is more of like the most problem people get with USDA um is the income bracket because the ratio, like when your income is too much, you might not be able to get the USDA loan. When your income is depending on how many people in the family and your income, it's very big deal on USDA loan because they don't necessarily want to give the loan to someone who has a very high income. The fact that you're living in a farm does not necessarily they are trying to help people in the farm, however, people with low income, basically in the farm area. So of course we are seeing suburbs are being developed these days, and sometimes you are lucky the area you want to live is it used to be a farm area, so you can qualify for USDA. I mentioned earlier, Morovia can be, and other Martinsville and all those places you might be able to do USDA loan. Which one again? So to cut everything short, if you have a legit reason, you have to upgrade, you have to downgrade. No, downgrade is not allowed. Sorry, you cannot. When you downgrade, you cannot get FHA. You downgrade. It has to be upgrade. So when you're upgrading, is better. When you are downgrading, um, you won't. It has to be disability kind of related stuff, not just like, oh, I got a big house, now I want to buy a small house. You cannot do that. And you still, especially if you still want the 3.5%, it will not work that way. But let's say disability issue, or now you have to use a wheelchair, your house is not accessible. Now, they want all this. You have to give them a valid reason why you want to change your property very soon, or um, why you want to get that low down payment program. You want to get into that program. Otherwise, they will put you in the 20% bracket, and you're gonna pay more down payment. And that's not scary. It's okay if your down payment is higher than what you are planning, or what you are assuming it's gonna be for you. As long as it's working for you, it's okay. So, Ahmed, I don't know if I answer your question, because it really
Absolutely.
depends on the loan program and your situation. And by the way, we've mentioned earlier, we are not a loan officer, or a financial consultant, or anything like that. We are saying all this based on our experience, our opinion, what we have learned in this real estate market, and so far, what we have gained, we have acquired. That's what we are sharing. So, Ahmed, it looks like we ran out of time. This is 9:03. So, if someone wants to reach out to you, how can they reach out to you?
Absolutely, Ibrahim. I my Instagram account is official Ahmed Lawal, and reach out to me anything property management, especially on the west side. I have a very long list of people looking for renter on the west side. So we are onboarding property. Reach out to me, and I will be able to help as much as I can. If I cannot, I'll be surely point you to the right way. So my number, direct line for business, is 317-689-7075. Ibrahim, same for you. How can people reach out to IB Realtors?
Yes, thank you. So they can just type IB Realtors on their phone. IB Realtors is now, the website has been launched. So
We global.
yeah, you can just go ibrealtors.us, look for houses, send me a DM, shoot me an email, ibrealtors.us, or go to my Instagram, DM me on IB Realtors. So WhatsApp, anything, 317-728-0213. That's my number. If you go to IB Realtors, you see all my information there. Thank you,
Absolutely.
guys. Thank
All
you.
right, guys. We thank you for joining today. We really appreciate you, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
Bye.